This photo literally represents everything that a male-centered woman is, because it demonstrates the way that she carries herself, the role that she has chosen, the position in society that she has literally willingly herself chosen to fulfill. You could literally be on the right side of history. You could literally be doing justice and honoring the dignity of people that are standing right behind you right now. And not just the people that are standing behind you, but everybody that's been affected. And you're choosing to sit there and lose your mind and gaslight people that are questioning you to do what? To defend somebody like Donald Trump. To defend the men in the Epstein files. To defend all the other male-centered women in the Epstein files that made this shit happen. She's a woman. She knows how the society works. She knows what the world is like. She knows that her gender is marginalized, but she has chosen to bend over and suck dick to her own oppressors so hard that she now goes to the battlefield and fights for them. These are the type of women that do not call out the men in their personal lives or in their communities. They would rather just continue to uphold the illusion that misogyny isn't in the room, even when it blatantly is. She has a position of authority and power. What is she doing with it? She's defending and protecting these men. And we all know what this looks like on a smaller scale. These are the type of women who, when you hang around them, your safety is compromised because they would rather put you and themselves at risks around men just to get validation. And then the second you speak up about it, girl, you're killing the vibe. What's your problem? These are the type of women whose children get molested by their partners or their boyfriends or their husbands or their grandpas or their uncles, and they blame the child. And they say, how dare you say that about him? He would never do that. These are the type of women that are loyal to the ends of the earth to a system that doesn't even see them as a human being. They feel that whatever benefits they get from being part of the system and supporting the system that requires them to do this, that's their goal. That's the fucking jackpot at the end of the rainbow for them. They don't care about this. They don't even care about respecting themselves. This woman is an attorney general, but she's a male-centered woman. So she leeches off of the empowerment and liberation that actual women who actually respect themselves and other women have paved and created. But remember, it wasn't too long ago before we weren't even allowed to have jobs? Like, we legally couldn't even seek employment. So what did she do? Oh, well, it's 2025, so a male-centered woman has a job, but she uses it to support the same systems that made it impossible for her to even have a job not too long ago. Always wanting the privileges of a society where women are liberated and respected, but only to use those positions of authority to continue to maintain and uphold the systems that are literally against her. To me, this is such a waste of womanhood. Because you were born as a woman, and you have seen life and the world through the eyes of a woman, and you have chosen to do this instead of support this. And that says everything about what type of woman you are. You don't care about anything. You don't care about freedom. Head of the Department of Justice, you wouldn't even know what justice tasted like if you had a drop of it in your mouth. I'm not saying that every male-centered woman is Pam Bondi, but honestly, if you had a string connecting every single male-centered woman in the universe, the string that holds you together is the same. You might be exhibiting traits of a male-centered woman in more extreme ways than others are, but what connects you all and what makes you who you are is that you all have a little bit of this inside of you. You are all a little bit of this type of woman in this type of scenario, in this type of courtroom, and that's the fucking problem. When I was younger and I would notice patterns of behavior and actions and rhetoric that male-centered women would use, I would always kind of like pity them a little bit. I'd be like, what happened in your life that made you so loyal to misogyny? When I'm grown now, and I don't make excuses for other women, and what you are loyal to with the span of power that you have as an individual, that says everything about what type of person you are. And if you're a woman and you're centered around supporting men, specifically men that are predatory and set out to take advantage of your gender, you should be ashamed of yourself. You have no right to use your voice and to use your freedom and your life to take advantage of the rights that you were given, that were only given to you because women who are the opposite of everything that you are fought for you to have them. Every time you choose to support these things in your personal life as well. And I will hold myself accountable as well. I am done supporting these types of women in my life. I've committed to not being like the girl's girl to women that are not girl's girls. So like, I'm no longer the friend that will secretly go to the feminism underground railroad with you, but then watch you continue to support the same things that are keeping you and other women and other girls enslaved. I'm not the friend that you can have a pussy power rant to just to see you go back and wake up and go to church every Sunday. I'm not the friend that you can pussy power rant to just to see you stay with the same shitty dude that's putting you and your kids through hell. I'm not the pussy power friend that you can go to and like be all feminism when we're alone, but then when your boyfriend or your fiance or your husband comes along to hang out with us, that side of you disappears. And you bitch about the same things that men do that are keeping us all collectively trapped in the same area of not making the progress collectively that we should. In private with me, but then your man comes along and he starts acting up, but we can't call him out because he's good. He doesn't hit me like my last boyfriend. He's a good guy, so he gets a pass to fucking talk like that. No. I will call out you and your man, and you will not be hearing from me again. Have fun having pussy power talks with him, because we all know that he doesn't respect you enough to actually take you seriously when you vent about that same shit, and I'm not in the room. Sunday, I'm going to church. I'm going to go listen to a man who believes that every root of evil in the world is tied to a woman thinking for herself and biting an apple. And I really think that as women, like, obviously I support people's freedoms, but I'm not of the opinion that I support women's rights and wrongs, especially when those women are old enough and wise enough to know that what they're doing is wrong and is harmful to themselves and other women, but they choose to do it anyway. My only exception is women that are in relationships where they're being, like, literally severely abused, because domestic violence is different. I'm sorry, I know a lot of women hate themselves more than what the men in their lives did to them, and they're like, no, I've been through it too, and that's no excuse. It's not an excuse, it's a valid reason. I understand that a lot of women who are literally in relationships with men and they're actively being abused, that's a form of, like, that level of enslavement and mind control is crazy when you don't know what is real and what is not real anymore, and every day you're basically waking up to face another layer of reality where you're in a one-man cult, and a lot of times too, like, you are being held hostage in the relationship, in the home, and anything that you do that could be for yourself and your well-being to advocate for you in the slightest could result in you dying. The last stage in the cycle of domestic violence is kill her. So yes, I do believe that a lot of women that are facing obstacles in their lives when it comes to the men and the misogyny around them are doing the best that they can. But what I'm saying is, if you are fortunate enough to not be in a situation that is actually that bad, and you are still using your freedom to support those type of men, like, I don't know, dude, you need to get help. And don't expect other women to keep supporting you. Don't expect other women to be all inclusive toward you, because when we say we're fighting for all women, we mean we're fighting for all women to stop being under the control of all of this crap. When I say I support all women, I'm not supporting women that support everybody who doesn't support women. Like, you don't get to piggyback off of feminism like that. And feminism or not, I know there's a lot of debate over what the word and word doesn't mean, but you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, you get to choose what you support and what you don't, and you should be doing the right thing with it. And yes, not everything is black and white, but sometimes it kind of is.